Welcome everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps support my channel. Leave a comment, hit like, all those things would really help me out. And of course, as an added bonus, you'll be able to stay up to date on all the things going on in the world of music. Just like this, we're going to take a look at the new John Petrucci solo album. Of course, best known for being the guitarist in Dream Theater. It's his second solo instrumental album, and interestingly, it came out on two different dates. Digitally, it was released August 28th, and then 2 months later, it just came out on physical CD October 30th, which is why I'm reviewing it here now. I just got my copy of this. And so, as I mentioned, he's from Dream Theater, and the band formed all the way back in 1985 and has been going strong for 35 years. And John has taken part in many different side projects and things, as that nature, like being a guest guitarist on albums and stuff like that. And his first solo album was Suspended Animation, this one here. And it came out 15 years ago. And so he hadn't done another solo record in all that time. So all the way back 2005, Suspended Animation comes out. And now finally, 15 years later, he's rectifying that by putting out this one, Terminal Velocity. And we're going to talk about that one here. So this one has 9 instrumental songs on it, and the cool thing is, or the interesting thing is, that it actually pairs John up with his former Dream Theater bandmate, Mike Portnoy. He appears on drums here. He actually plays the entire album. And this makes it the first time that he and John have collaborated on something since Mike left Dream Theater in 2010. The album also features David LaRue of the Dixie Dregs and of course Steve Morris Band on here playing bass. So I do like that it is a solid lineup of these 3 guys playing on here. It's not a whole bunch of guest people, so you get a real solid feel to the album all the way through. And this album is another result of the pandemic and lockdown. While he was already going to record a solo album, of course, the extra time during the lockdown allowed him to focus on this and get it done sooner. And because of that, that's why he released it to streaming services back in August, on August 28th. A full 2 months before it came out on CD. And when he was asked about this, he said the decision was really just that he wanted this album to be heard as soon as possible, so he opted to release it immediately, which I think is really great. Get that music out sooner rather than later. Now the cool thing, what I like about this album here is that to me it doesn't immediately scream Dream Theater, and that's great in the way that this is a solo album. I don't think that it should sound immediately like Dream Theater. It should have its own sound and be separate from his main band. And the album itself, I think, is really positive and uplifting. It has a great feel to it, as opposed to the way Dream Theater typically is, in my opinion, is a darker sound to what they usually do. And thereby it also puts it in direct contrast to, of course, what's going on socially in the current state of the world. It's definitely an album, though, that displays John's talents very well, his skills on the guitar, but the songs themselves are not just straight shred fest. There's plenty of rhythm, melody, song structure to these in order to carry that lead work that John does over it. And what I see in this also is just there's a lot of space that lets the playing and the music breathe so that his lead work can shine in here. Some of the standout songs, or at least I'm going to run through actually all the songs, but some of the stuff that stands out per the songs is what I'm going to talk about here. So track number 1, Terminal Velocity. This one's a very up-tempo song that really just shows how great his playing is. I think it's a good opener. It was also the lead single off of here. Track 2, Odd Father. This one's my personal favorite on here, and it's closer to vintage Dream Theater on here. It also has the best breakdown for a guitar solo on it, if you listen to the mid part of this. Track 3, Happy Song. It's exactly like it sounds. It's just very happy. It's like a 90s pop punk classic, but with shredding over it. Track 4, Gemini. This one's a heavy one, but this one's also got a real mellow breakdown in the middle of it, just sort of reminding you of the light that's still there. Track 5, Out of the Blue. This one here is a smooth, slow, bluesy ballad number on here, kind of reminiscent of what Steve Vai does for his track 7s like Tender Surrender and those kind of things. It's a really good track. Track number 6 on here, Glassy-Eyed Zombies. Great title to this one. Another one that closely resembles Dream Theater, and I think the title really captures the feel of what the music is. Track 7, The Way Things Fall. This one has a very upbeat, sort of chugging riff to it that sounds like you're driving along a coastline, like out in California somewhere. Just, it's a feeling I get when I hear this one. Track 8, Snake in My Boot, another really bluesy rocker, but this one here could be like a long-lost White Snake song, I think. It would be really actually cool to hear John Petrucci and David Coverdale do a number together. Maybe they will in the future. And track number 9, the last track on here, Temple of Circadia, is a very heavy track, reminiscent again of Dream Theater, circa like Train of Thought in that particular era, which happens to be one of my favorite albums, so I really welcome that. Let's take a look at this. This is the front cover. I really like the artwork for this one. I think they did a good job on it. There's the spine and the back side of it with the track listing, of course. And then we open it up here. We get a great shot of John. There you go. And let me pop the disc out and show you what's behind it there. Cool JP logo. And then this area here is where the booklet would be held. Problem is, it's not a booklet that's in here. It's just a thing for store merch. You know, his beard products, which is great. I'm glad he's, you know, expanding his horizons and trying his hand at some new things. But all the information on the album is told through, you know, on the jacket of this thing. But kind of disappointed, you know, they make a space for a booklet and we don't get a booklet. Obviously there's no lyrics to be had, but you know, could have given a little breakdown of what each of the tracks are. All right, anyway though, enough of that gripe. Bottom line though, this album is really stunning, I think, and it really shows the skills of his guitar playing on it to a very high degree. But it's also just a good album musically. The album has a lot of peaks and valleys in it, and it just flows from one track to the next. The uplifting feel of this album, I think, is something that is really welcome for the times that we're in. So it was just a good feeling listening to this all the way through. And musically, I highly recommend this to all Dream Theater fans, but I also recommend it to people who are interested in amazing guitar work. I just think this album simply shines, and I think it's a worthwhile investment of your time to check it out. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your favorite song on this, and I hope everyone has a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.